Hey, peace and blessings, family. Nero here. In this video, I want to talk to you guys today about the sun in Cancer. And with that, and along with talking about the sun in Cancer, you could also look at, sun in Cancer as the sun in the fourth house. And I also have this placement. So, yeah. And you could also, if you want to extend a little bit and really twist it and get like Uranian with it, you could also look at this as like sun conjunct moon aspect too, because sun in the fourth house, the moon rules over fourth house in Cancer. So you could look at it like that too. So, with that being said, let's get right into it. So, like we always know, the sun deals with your wants and your actions, what you're consciously aware of. All that deals with your intentions and, where they're placed, pretty much. And so, with the sun in Cancer, your intentions and your actions is going to be of the water element because Cancer is water. And so, what does this mean? Your actions are going to be very compassionate and nurturing, since they're going to be, and Cancer's cardinal water, so they're going to be they're going to be based off of and dealing with the emotions, and your feelings, things like that, because that's what water and fire deal with. Water nurtures and protects, while fire um, detaches and projects. So you look at that way. But yeah, as I was saying, sun and Cancer, for the most part, your actions are going to be more you know nurturing and protective, kind of like, and secure, kind of like Taurus in a way. But with Taurus and Cancer, because I see the similarity between the two, Taurus, more so likes to, seek and, it more so likes to seek and establish material security in some way, shape, or form, while Cancer, since it's water, likes to do it more so in the emotional sense. So there's that. But for the most part, a person's actions are going to be based off, because sun is in a water sign here, their actions are going to be, focused on things that deal with, you know, the unconscious and all that. And that's where their awareness and intentions are placed. That's why it's like, when I look at when I look at any, and this is just something I want to add here, and there's probably other people who think like this too, but when I see like any fire planets and water signs. People might, this, you'll sometimes, depending on the placement, it may be like fall or sleep, things like that. But that goes even deeper into astrology, and that's not for this video at all. So, but yeah, like I was saying, when I see like fire planets and water signs, or water planets and fire signs, I actually like to look at that as like a balancing. That ultimately can bring like a balancing effect. Because why? You have a planet that's all about like, you have planets that are all about like extroversion and exerting your energy, being put in the places where they they're not that they are not they naturally aren't going to do well, because it's like the opposing energy. But what this does is that when you have this kind of setup going on, is that it makes you it'll yeah, like you gotta, thank you, spirit. 133, that's a 7. But and then in numerology, I think 7 is also, so if I remember correctly, 7 is also associated with the moon. The moon rules Cancer. So yeah, but like I was saying though, when you got the sun, you got like sun, your sun or your Mars and water signs. And basically, your actions are going to be, your actions are going to be, you know, dictated by, what your emotions, and by default, this is going to make you familiar with, your opposing energy. And that's mainly why I say it's like at first it'd be like something that's frustrating, and it may lead to like passive aggressive behavior, but on a higher level, it's actually, if you're conscious of it and aware of it, it can actually help you to, become more, aware of the, you know, as we say, masculine and feminine energies within yourself. And when you're aware of those within yourself, it can, it can create like that real new moon effect, or like that, union within yourself, things like that. So yeah, I just want to share that. So if you do got sun and water placements, whether that's like the signs of the houses, um, it's a bit stressful, can be a bit challenging, but ultimately that's gonna, be something that really will work, when you learn how to, work with it, really be for your benefit in the long run. So I just want to add that there. But we talked about sun and Cancer and how their actions are going to be dealing with, they're going to be dictated by the emotions and feelings. And so, Yeah, and we talked about how it's going to be, their actions going to be nurturing and secure, because it's a sun, Sun in Cancer seeks, they want security, emotional security, and privacy, and comfort within themselves, pretty much. So they like to. This is why like the crab in the shell. This is why Cancers like to be in their shells a lot, because it's like, they want to be to themselves, so things like that. But when we move on to like talking about the actual house, because I think it'll, when I like to think, when I talk about the signs and all that, I like to think that when I actually talk about the houses, it provides more clarity. So I'm always eager to get to the houses, because I think that breaks it down better. And the houses is how the houses and plants is how the signs work on a deeper level. So yeah, and now, so Sun in the fourth house, what's fourth house deal with? It deals with family, you know, home, your past, where you're coming from, you know, and it's the house that's opposite the 10th house too, and it's the side, it's the house that represents, you know like the side of you that the world doesn't see, whereas the 10th house is the side that the world does see, where the fourth house is like, and this is more so like first and seventh house to the fourth and 10th house, whereas the four, you could look at, and I'm probably twisting it a little bit, but you could look at fourth house is like mask off, where 10th house is like mask on. So yeah, I'm probably going Uranian with that with my first house, Uranus ass, but it, hey, it, different ways of thinking about things is nice, right? That's what the mind is about, really being as expansive and, you know, um, as fresh and new as possible. Never want to be stagnant, but yeah, with Sun in the fourth house means your conscious awareness for the most part, and your action is going to be focused on, much like Sun in Cancer, being, security, and being comfortable within, pretty much being comfortable within yourself, and you know, being nurtured, whether that's you nurturing um, yourself or nurturing others. And the fourth house is also associated with the mother too, so you could be seeking that, somebody's like a mother figure too, something like that. Take it how you want it, but yeah, Sun in the fourth house. That's why they say, Sun in the signs can be equate to Sun in the houses and vice versa. So yeah, they're all explained a little bit differently, but at the end of the day, they're all interchangeable. So yeah, that's Sun in the fourth house for the most part. And you can also look at it as like you're a person who's always, since your conscious awareness is there. Another way to look at it is like you're somebody who's always focused on, the past and home, the nest. And this is something that I struggle with a lot. So yeah, but and that's a couple of examples of Sun in the fourth house. Now with the Sun conjunct Moon aspect, uh, or even if you don't have aspect, looking at it like the Sun conjunct Moon aspect, um, I say it like this because, like we say, your Sun, is your awareness, is your conscious awareness. The Moon is your unconscious awareness, your unconscious mind, subconscious mind. And so I say that it ultimately brings a balancing aspect, because if you're a person who, if you're say, how do I say this? Look at it like an intuitive person, a person who trusts their. This is the best way to like look at it. And if you're a fourth house Sun, you're probably somebody who is intuitive, empathic, things like that. And look at it like this. Let's say your Sun, say you are Sun, Cancer, Sun in fourth house, Sun, Sun conjunct Moon. You're a person who you're a person who is you're a person whose actions are ultimately with Sun conjunct Moon. You're a person whose actions are in alignment with their feelings, and more so like their head is in alignment with their heart, because the Sun also is associated with the head. And it's like and it's and how do I want to talk about this one? I kind of talked about it earlier. Sun. It's like the moon represents your needs, and the Sun represents your wants. Sun conjunct Moon, and like Sun in the fourth house. You know, you're okay. So you probably can't do that. Maybe I am trying to twist it too much. But basically, what I'm saying here is that ultimately you're going to be someone, like I was saying earlier, with fire, with fire planets and water houses or water signs, and water planets and fire houses or fire signs. You're going to be someone who is, even if you don't have like the actual, um, even if you don't have like the, even if you don't have that aspect, you know, like I said, I'm twisting it, but you'll be someone who, when you, with those kind of energies, you'll be someone who understands, you'll be someone who understands the duality of aggression and passion pretty much, passion and compassion, aggression, aggressiveness and passivity, things like that. So I'm probably just doing my own, take on that aspect of self, but hey, it is what it is. I'm definitely twisting it though with my Uranian ass. So yeah, but what's most important is like the sun and the sun in fourth house and the sun in Cancer. So yeah, probably gonna do away with that. But yeah, if you do think that makes sense though, let me know. And if not, either way, it's gonna get done away with because we don't want to prolong things and create confusion and all that. So yeah. But yeah, with that being said, you guys, it's a lot of years in this last couple of minutes. Yeah. But with that being said, it's gonna be my take on Sun in Cancer, Sun in the fourth house, and my ass even tried to pull a Sun conjunct Moon too. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, awesome. But more so importantly, if you have feedback, any criticism, because those are what's really important. Please throw that in here. So, like I always say, I can learn to serve you guys better, because everything I do on this channel is meant to help serve you guys, and help you guys become more, you know, um, broad and open within your own lives, and the different ways of experiencing things within and outside of yourself. If you if you're into the same things I'm into, you know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, don't want to really don't really want to overthink that. I try not to do that. So yeah, with this being said, I'll talk with you guys later, where we talk about Sun in the fifth house, and that's actually the Sun. I mean, that's Sun in the fifth house, Sun in Leo, which can also be seen as Sun in the fifth house, and this is actually the home. This is actually the home placement. So yeah. Until then, with that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Y'all have a good afternoon. I love y'all. Namaste. Peace.